drowning, like I'm running out of air. Why do I feel like I'm falling when I'm nowhere near the edge? Just let me know, can you be the one to hold and not let me go? I need to know, could you be the one to call when I lose control?
I need your love. 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 I need your love.
Could you be the one to call when I lose control? When I lose control. 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 Could you be the one to call when I lose control? I know I can be destructive, and I can change the atmosphere. All I ask from you is patience, some patience, some patience. Just let me know, can you be the one to hold and not let me go? I need to know, could you be the one to go when I lose control? When I lose control. 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 Could you be the one to call when I lose control?
I need your love. I need your love. I need your love. I need your love.
When I lose control. 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 Could you be the one to call when I lose control?
Check, check, check. Wild boys gon' run 'em up. Young boys gon' run 'em up. The cyber standing at the corner. The cyber standing at the corner. The wild girls gon' run 'em up. Homer sisters gon' run 'em up. The cyber standing at the corner. The cyber standing at the corner. Count 'em up, count 'em up, run 'em up. Count 'em up, count 'em up, run 'em up. Count 'em up, count 'em up, run 'em up. Count 'em up, count 'em up, run 'em up. All boys gon' run 'em up. All my sisters gon' run 'em up. The cyber standing at the corner. The cyber standing at the corner. I'm back on my business. I travel in waters that you cannot swim in. I paddle like I'm up in Venice. Intended to make a disciple. Pause. I'm not here to make an
Baby bendo, bless me. Bless me. Baby, why you tempting me? She tell me, baby, can you ride with me? With who? You know you are dangerous, babe. Baby, when you move, it's stressing me. Baby, why you blessing me? Baby, why you blessing me? Baby, why you blessing me? Baby, why you tempting me? Baby, don't worry, keep blessing me. Baby, why you blessing me? Baby, why you blessing me? Baby, why you tempting me? Baby, don't worry, keep blessing me.
Bless me, baptize me cocky. Me love you ride and I like jalopy. Wet up your pussy like pipe or your jeep. Slap up your body when you ride in my deep. Bless me. Coca-Cola shape and a Pepsi. When you have your something out X6. Connect zag so me make you come quick. Love see you want me cock a French kiss. Where you say I'm an apprentice. Now make you come, I'm selfish. Let me take you to the trenches. Fuck you like me head sick. Me no old man, me no take deal. Take you to my hood, give your body good. Proverbs 5, verse 18.
Baby bendo, bless me. Baby, why you tempting me? She tell me, baby, can you ride with me? Baby, come and ride on me. Baby, how you move so dangerously? Don't you know you are dangerous, babe? Baby, when you move, it's stressing me. Baby, why you blessing me?
Yeah, my killie ching me give her the vaccine. Baby bend low, see me link codeine. My more for knock out like morphine. She want the hammer me better than low key. She want the killie but she so gifted. Pepe show me how you freak you with it, bless me. And you actually have all money, do you hear? Maybe wants to give you anything. I see the way you control it, darling. I know you can go crazy, work it. Open all that dictionary. Serious girl, she don't Netflix show her. Brain like Amazon insert the fire stick. Darling, when you elevate, you feel like magic. Make the kitty wild out like Tom and Jerry. Wild out like Tom and Jerry.
ghost town. Y'all ain't playing my sounds. Don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. Only time I go backwards is when I wanna moonwalk. Don't test me, my mood's wrong. Don't test me, my mood's wrong. We are who we say that we are. Yeah, we're lost in the stars, and it's all from the start. Never running no pace, never on the right page, but we still read that book, and we still run that race. Mississippi Racer riding out, no shortcuts, no time for that. Mississippi Racer riding out till the wheels fall off, I'm driving that. Mississippi Racer riding out, we'll stop burning, strike the match. Mississippi Racer riding out, red light, green light, red light, good night. Ay, red light, green light, red light, good night. 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 No time to chill, don't sweat it. My driving overdrive, this is overtime. Let me finish mine. You don't see the signs, but every line I see is the finish line. I've been working real damn hard, but work only gets you so damn far. See, my mindset is on my progress. Every foot I take is just another step. They say practice makes perfect, but aren't you perfect if you always practice? I'm just trying to give you ideas how different thinking makes you accomplish, like walking on the moon. You believe it or you don't, I will never choke. One in on the wheel, one in on the shift. Like addicted smokers, I will never quit. Push me to the edge and I'ma fly on out. Push me down the path and I ain't crying loud. Got a lot of things playing on my brain. Got a lot of people saying it's okay. Guardian angel helping me escape. Lion is born and it was never made. Don't ever plan on following steps. I plan on being that one chase. Walking through a ghost town. Y'all ain't playing my sounds. Don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. Only time I go backwards is when I wanna moonwalk. Don't test me, my mood's wrong. Don't test me, my mood's wrong. Mississippi Racer riding out. No shortcuts, no time for that. Mississippi Racer riding out till the wheels fall off, I'm driving that. Mississippi Racer riding out, we'll stop burning, strike the match. Mississippi Racer riding out, red light, green light, red light, good night.
All right, here's what we're doing today. So I drove out here about a half an hour and I brought no props with me. So what we're gonna do is turn this into a learning video. So not learning in the sense that you learn not to bring your props, but learning as I'm gonna do what's called either a red point or a flash in the climbing world, but it's when you show up with no knowledge of the flight zone or the flight area, and then you rip one pack clean, no crashing. I'm gonna attempt to not tap at all. So new spot, one pack, clean, no crashes at this location. Now, I know nothing about it other than I looked on Google Earth to find it, and then I drove out here 25 minutes to get to it with no props. So, all right, I'm gonna talk through this as I fly, so stay tuned. All right, so as you can tell, I did no looking around here. See if I can find a spot. Everything's recording. It's recording. Okay, so new spot, one pack. Try and get it clean. Yeah, we'll be able to take off out of that. Let's see if we can get this locked down. So there's a few ways to do this. One way is you can show up to a location that you've never flown before and you can walk around. Another way to do it is show up to a new location and fly around. But I'm not gonna do any of that today. I just wanna see if I can rip through this location, losing video, and not crash. And also, you could also take your time and go easy on these. Go easy on this location so you don't crash, so it guarantees you get a one pack. New spot edit. I'm not gonna do that. I won't go 100%, but I'm definitely gonna scope it out, see, make this a decent flight edit. It's a pretty cool spot, like every other school in North Carolina. This one actually has some decent size overhangs. Yeah, whoa, that was huge. Let's go the other way, make it a little harder. Yeah, the amped level is a little bit higher because I don't want to crash. Can't touch either. No tappies. I'm about to tap here because I'm losing video. Stick around. Let's go scope this other area out here. It's actually a fun little section. Oh, you know what I gotta do here. This is where I crash out. What you wanna bet? It's over here now. Oh, video! No, I tapped. So not clean. We'll still call it a flash. Pack's almost done too. 21 volts, 25. Man, shaking. Now I've tapped twice. 20.8. Well, I did get it clean without crashing. 17 volts. Let's see if my 15. Woo, safe. All right, new spot, 1 pack. First pack. That's the title of this one. So the goal is find a new spot. Don't research it. Don't go out. Don't go crazy. First spot, it's brand new. You show up, you have 1 pack, and you fly that 1 pack, which is your first pack, clean. That's the goal. That's what this video is about. So there's 3 ways that I typically do when I'm trying to get after one of those types of edits. So one is I'll do a recon on Google Earth, find the location. Next, I'll show up at the location and I'll either walk it, so I'll walk the area and look for gaps and cool spots, and then I'll go fly 1 pack, which to me is like, that's pretty cool. The second method is during my 1 pack, the first like 30 seconds or minute, I'll fly around and scout with the quad. That's the second method I use.
Look, concoction of homitoxins, launching a bottle rocket. Done being nice, I'm here for your life and all the profits. I'm not your conscience, you nuts. Almonds and Haagen-Dazs. Auction off your grandfather's watch from the Holocaust. I'm iconic, naked walking the garden, bird watching, alarming all of these cardinals like I need a pope. Puffing that white smoke. Get faded and play the maestro. I'm ice cold, bunny slippers, nice roll. Sneaky bitch stole my rollie last night, yo. I might know some dyke hoes who can fight, though. Walking on a tightrope, underneath the microscope. But close up, we all just molecules and isotopes. My psychic don't know the future. To live life, you kids might just close your computer. Get some exercise. The street lights might blind you though. Make a collage and look at it through a kaleidoscope. There's a bird in the sky. Look at him fly. Why?
Let the money pal, I've been running wild. Life's a motherfucking joke, so we fuck around. Feel like I do this in my sleep. Literally, I do this in my sleep.
It's an impression of beauty. Yeah. A little TV money. Dollars for sense of humor. Scholar, but my attendance like Bueller. So no use for a tutor. Some cold brews in the cooler. Coming through in the wood grain. PT Cruiser stunned. I'm pissed off like a blind person looking for a restroom. Probably be dead soon, inhaling cigarette fumes. Sorry for that blind people comment, that was just rude. And I was raised better, say God bless you. God bless you. I'm Kenny Powers, you more of a Debbie Downer. My bitch taking off her trousers every time I get around her. I'm nasty, I never shower. Go sleep on a bed of flowers. Not into this conversation, I've been in my head for hours. I'm out. There's a bird in the sky. Look at him fly. Why?
Let the money pal, I've been running wild. Life's a motherfucking joke, so we fuck around. Feel like I do this in my sleep. Literally, I do this in my sleep.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another edition of the Quad Corner. Thank you for coming out. Tonight's going to be a good one. I'm pumped. The man Lord Wolf is in the house and he is super pumped. Like, it's just going to be an action-packed night. I'm so stoked that you're here. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm seeing Johnny Blaze, RJ45, Killer B in the house, Raf, what up? Sully making a stop on through. What up, Mr. Big Oily? Jay throwing out some love. I'm seeing some four or more in the house with Razman and Nightmares on her way home from work. Drive safe, drive safe. Let's keep scrolling through. Who else do we have hanging out? I saw some Danish Stallion in there. Let's see. Lord Wolf's hanging out. He's got LW Aerial Productions hanging out as well. He's giving us the double thumb tonight. We'll take it where we can. AJ, what up, AJ? Red X is in the building too. CJ making a stop on by. We're gonna have to redo that one. CJ was a guest on B2P last week, and it just, man, it made me think about when he was on it the first time and he had to handle, all the BS and shit throughout the first ring. That was crazy, but yeah, we'll get together again, homie. When Jumbie's in the house, Lifted Vista, what up? Let's keep scrolling. Fix It is in the house. I saw some hot links already throwing down. You guys are hanging out. Thank you for being here. Lord Wolf has been hanging out in my hot seat for quite some time. I know his ass is on fire, so let's admit him in. Let's go over to the talk show. I did almost everything except switch him over. He's not booster. This is PV. Bam.
Hello?
Mr. Lord Wolf, can you hear me?
Excuse me, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What up, my dude?
Not much. Wow, I'm a little nervous.
Nah, man. It's understandable if it's your first time. This is a great stream to practice on because I know you're just going to be going from one stream to the next after you're done with us. If you keep pushing the way you do and keep that positive attitude and keep moving forward, bro, you'll be on a hell of a lot more live streams than this one. We'll have to get you a V2 when you start blowing up a little bit. But no, man, we're just hanging out. Everybody wants to know what Lord Wolf has been up to because we watched you pretty much from your first couple of videos. When you started a handful of months ago, like really posting some videos to moving up, and now you're chasing monster trucks and tractor pulls and things like that. You're getting out there. You're making a name for yourself, so don't worry about it. We're just here to hang out, homie.
Sounds good, man. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Well, first off and foremost, thank you again for jumping in on the stream. I apologize to When Jumbie and Dr. Steele. I completely overbooked. I usually don't book and I completely get lost and forget to do it, and so I was trying to be productive and went a little above and beyond and overbooked. So I'm really glad that everything has kind of parted its ways and you have made the hot seat tonight. So welcome to an edition of the Quad Corner. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Always tired, but I feel like that's just life every day. No matter how much sleep you get, no matter how late you wake up, doesn't matter.
Well, I know you've also got some little ones running around too, so I'm sure they keep you up on your toes as well.
They do. I've got a little wolf pack of my own here. Yeah.
How many do you have?
I have 3 that I know.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Well, that's good at least. No lone wolves rolling around in.
I don't know. I hope not. So.
Nice. That's all right. Well, what's the spread? What do you have?
3 right now.
3?
So, yep.
Boys, girls, mixed of both?
It's mixed of both. 2 boys, 1 girl. So,
wow.
Who knows? Maybe another one. I don't know. we'll see what happens.
Nice.
I can't predict the future.
Any of them following in your wolf prints, in your paw prints?
I would say the oldest one has definitely said she wants to fly drones.
Yeah.
Kind of like a slow thing, Sure. Introduce her to the easy ones first. She's flown some easier ones, but FPV not quite yet. She's done some simulator stuff, but
right on.
Not as much as maybe we will. We'll see what happens.
Well, showing some interest, that's always good to have a little bit of time. Well, then, if you're not, if you're not doing daddy issues or daddy things, what else is keeping you busy at the moment?
Well, work obviously. It is a lot, as most of the people on the stream probably know, being a husband and a father and working,
Sure.
So it's a lot of work. So there's not much time sometimes to do what you want. When you do have, time away from work and time, away from taking care of the kids, you know what I mean?
Sure.
You got to make sure that you leave time for, your spouse.
No, definitely.
Very important. Your relationships, and then whatever else you want to do kind of falls behind that. So, that's where FPV kind of ranks in order. Obviously, it's kids at the top.
Definitely have your priorities in line. It'll work
tough.
out in the best. Sure.
It's tough. It really is. And sometimes you kind of lead astray. Sometimes you spend a little too much time on something you're passionate about, like FPV. But you got to kind of.
I understand. I've got a little 4-year-old running around myself, and luckily last night, we kept him up with fireworks and everything forever. So he's exhausted today, so he's out like a light bulb. But normally he's running in, crashing the stream, and making his guest appearance and stuff like that. So I understand, but it's nice to see that you found something that you can kind of work in for yourself as well, and kind of give you that little release, that time alone, even if it is only 2-3 minutes at a time, in the goggles, that freedom of FPV, and then you can just click right back into dad mode. That's pretty cool, man. That's a feat within itself.
Oh yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will agree that, it's a hobby, it's something that's fun for us, but, for a lot of us, it's more than just a hobby. For me, it's obviously like therapy. Sometimes you have to blow out some steam. You have to find something that you're passionate about. I just feel like you have to.
Oh, absolutely.
In life, you have to have something you're passionate about. And if you don't, it's just, I feel like you're going to go down a bad road. You need something to blow off the steam, or
sure,
you're just going to burn out.
Release. Sure, absolutely. You gotta have that release for some sort of way. So yes. How did the progression from just goofing around, hanging around, making a name for yourself into chasing some monster trucks? How's this working for you?
Well, getting in FPV, it all started with me wanting to get a commercial drone license.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's actually the first thing that ever happened. I would say before I even touched a drone, I can't remember 100%, but before I even touched a drone, I'm pretty sure that I got a commercial drone license.
Oh,
first
nice.
thing I ever did. Yeah. I wanted to do it for work.
Sure.
And just, having something that I could add to my portfolio of what I do already. And my resume is pretty decent. So I was commercial drone pilot license. I got this little Holly Stone drone. I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
Started on that, and then I was like, oh, yeah, this is... Because at first you're like, oh, it's a drone, and it gets up there. And the Holly Stone goes up there, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. It's cool. It's just hovering, sitting there. Like, what am I going to do now? And then somehow, some way, I saw a Mr. Steele video, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, what's going on here?
Sure.
And I asked some people, I was like, oh yeah, what store should I drive to get one of these drones? And they were like, what? Like, what are you talking about? You can't just drive somewhere and get it. You're like, you got to build it. And I was like, what? So I got into it, started with analog for a while and switched over digital and, the whole freestyle thing. And, I was having fun with the freestyle thing. It is fun for me.
Sure.
But kind of got crashing and breaking a lot of things, added a little more stress to everything because I'd break it and I'd be like, I can't fly now. I don't know when I'll be able to have another part. And, people have helped me along the way, obviously, with some parts that I needed.
Absolutely.
And
that's what
I just got burnt out. So I got burnt out and I was like, I have this commercial drone pilot license, so why don't I try to use that? So I just started networking, and I pretty much email and message anybody with anything you could ever imagine that you can fly an FPV drone around.
Sure.
I just network, and it's a slow process right now, but I've got leads, I've got things coming up, I've got things scheduled. So as of right now, and I actually got the biggest job I'll ever have will be next week.
Yeah.
So, and that's a decently paid gig job. So
congratulations, very nice. What's is it a job that you can tell us about, or is it like a secret, just a little hush hush?
It's not a secret. No, it's actually it's like a fair. It's like a week-long fair. Yep. So they want me to showcase everything that's there. So there's a lot of ideas kind of swirling in my mind. Because I can't do everything in the air. You got to do kind of. It's going to be like everything in the air, on the ground, and So they have a lot of track events, like some of the stuff that we're going to see coming up here in a little while. You're going to show some of the videos I have. A lot of track events. They have a dirt track there, so there's like dirt track events. So there's a lot of different track events going on, and some of them I can do, some of them I can't, because some of the places that run these things, they don't like drones to be there.
Sure.
We all know.
Understandable.
And then it ends on a Saturday night and fireworks.
And you get to do all of them?
I get to do it all, yes, except for one truck and tractor pull event, and that's only because it's run by a certain organization and they do not drones.
Do you get to do the fireworks at the very end?
I do get to do the fireworks. Yes, I will be set up in very close proximity to where they're going to be launching them. So,
did you get any practice in yesterday?
I did not. I spent all the time focused on the family and the kids.
Sure.
I was like, I'm not going to mix it up for tonight. It'll happen.
I feel you. Well,
yeah,
it's a lot of fun, and it's a little scary at the same time. I did a little chase action with some drones over the weekend as well, so it's fun. But man, congratulations on putting yourself out there, doing the work, getting yourself out there. It is the hardest part. It really is. I tried to do something myself, and it's hard. It really is.
I'm just trying to have fun. Honestly, I mean, I was thinking, what better way? I mean, I honestly would say I probably have had more fun doing these things than just going out freestyling. Don't get me wrong, I love freestyle. I do. If things were a certain way where I don't have to worry about if I break something, whether I'll have another thing or not to fix it, it would be a different story. But for this, it's obviously not as much risk. There's still risk there, depending on what you're doing, but it's like the money that I'm spending now, I'm investing in basically an arsenal of the tools that I need, rather than I have to spend money now on this part to replace this. So
have you looked into I'm assuming LW Aerial Productions is a business, right? A registered business?
Yes.
Okay.
So
yeah, you could technically put your drone as a tax write-off. You could also get insurance on this. My last roommate's father was a insurance agent. I can't remember the specification of insurance, but he was telling me all about it because he was so interested in how much money these things actually cost. But yeah, if you run this as a registered business, you can get this all as a tax write-off at the end, and insure your drones or your cameras as well. So that might help out with your expense at least long run and things, but it sounds like you got... Uh-oh. So I kicked him out already. I'm already super stoked to continue this, so let me send him a new meeting real quick, because I've got so many questions. This... Okay. Invite. Copy invite link. Ba-bum. Ba-bum. I'll figure some way around this. I swear I will. We'll wait as Lord Wolf joins us momentarily. I didn't realize that the timer starts when they enter the waiting room. Lord Wolf, audio cannot hear me yet. There he is.
I'm here. I'm here.
So I didn't realize.
Kicked me out,
dude. I didn't realize that the Zoom countdown starts the moment you get into the to the waiting room. I thought it just started once I started the actual meeting. Zoom just wants some money, and I don't have said money to give them, and we just do it live. So we're still hanging out. Okay. So let's get into some of these videos, because you gave me a nice plethora of things to go into. Let's bring you over here. Let's bring up your camera. There's mine. Alright. Going over here. Again, this is live stream playlist. Alright, high school sessions. Nice flow with fun gaps. You're flying your DJI at this point. How long? We're gonna get into just the regular old FPV interview questions, because everybody's wanting to know who is Lord Wolf, where did he come from, what's he flying.
It's Lord Wolf, and I appreciate you guys coming back. Well, nothing too fancy on this video today. We're not going to learn any new tricks. We're not going to hopefully break a lot of shit.
Yeah, how long have you been flying all together? Commercial drone license and everything.
Scored a shit out here, but
I would say
I'm feeling pretty good.
It's been less than 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. September will be my 2-year anniversary of getting my commercial drone pilot license. So if anybody knows, some of you know that once you reach the 2-year point, you have to do like a retest. So it's been a little less than 2 years.
Is that on the 107?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I mean, it's to do the renewal test is not as bad as the first one. The first one you had to actually go to a facility,
right?
And now you can go online for the renewal one. And I was told you have to get like 100% on it, but it's like a quiz that you like read some stuff, you take the quiz. If you don't do it, you go back and redo it again. Just keep redoing it over and over until you pass. So
it's pretty much just a gimme.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that could really seriously sit there and say to anyone's face, I know everything there is about anything. I know everything about everything or anything, or vice versa, about commercial,
right?
You know, the 107. It's just so much information. It's impossible for you to memorize everything. But, you know, you try to have something you can go back to refresh yourself.
I've been thinking about getting my 107 and starting to reach back out again, because I did it for a little while, and kind of like what you were saying, you know, life kind of happens and sets you on a different path, and I'm blessed to be at a point now to where I can, you know, move and find what I want to do and what would make me happy, and I think I'm gonna put a little effort into getting my 107 and getting myself commercially back out there.
You should. I mean, I think anybody that flies a drone, honestly, should just try to get it. It's really not as bad as you really think it is, as long as you study for it. Everybody studies in a different way. For me, I purchased a structured course for me, because that just works for me to have something that's already pre-built for me to follow. And so, I mean, just do it. Honestly, it's not as bad as you might think it is. Don't be afraid. It's not.
Yeah, I've just put it off for so long, but yeah, it's about time. So I see everybody else getting it. Very nice. So just getting back to the questions, I guess. So you've been flying for about the 2 years with the commercial license. What would you say you've been flying FPV for out of that 2?
Man, I would say it was probably about maybe 3 or 4 months into starting flying drones, period, that I jumped into FPV. Yeah, so
right,
it was just
pretty dang close to that 2-year mark still.
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
Very nice. Well, I mean, it is really neat, really cool to see the progression that you have made in the 2 years. And honestly, like I said, getting yourself out there. Well, you said it as well. Getting yourself out there is the hardest part, man. That was a nice flow, I would say.
Yeah, this is some old stuff. I recently really haven't posted much stuff on my hobby side of, obviously.
That's well, we can even, I mean, you could even switch these out if you wanted to. We can watch the Lord Wolf aerial productions for sure.
That's minimal at the moment because it just started.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing about, if you want to get an FPV and do commercial work, that's the hardest thing. Because you're going to ask these places, can I fly here? They're like,
sure.
Who are you? Like, you want to do what? Because you try to explain it to them.
So when I started doing it with David, Thunder Yaw FPV, and we formed Dragonfly Aerial Productions, what started us off as far as networking, we would go to these places and we would just fly. I mean, if it had people or something, that was pretty much a no-go. And we started mainly with like going to gardens and botanical, greenhouses and things like that, where very minimal people are flying, and usually it's just the ground tenders that are there, and you're like, hey, if I sit over here and I don't do anything, show them the drone and be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm capturing some slow-mo. But anyways, we would just get permission. We would fly these places. We would spend our time to make the edit and just kind of show a little bit of what we could do for them. And then we would put it onto a flash drive and we would just give it to them as a gift, because I couldn't charge at the moment because we didn't have the 107.
Yeah.
But it was enough to get us out there. Somebody's, got our name, and now they physically have something in their hand that they can just plug in and go, it's done. And
that's what a lot of people. That's a lot of people that I've been talking to. Like, for the most part, if you want to get into commercial drone stuff, you're essentially going to have to do free work. You're going to have to find. Not all of it's free. I mean, I was told. I've talked to so many people who've been trying to guide me in the right direction. It doesn't always have to be somewhere that you're doing work for free, like a business or an event or a facility. I mean, you can, if you have a cinematic drone, and you can make any drone really work for cinematic if you really wanted to. Find a really cool place that's interesting, that has like, cool statues, or just really interesting landscape, or just something cool.
Something visually, visually captivating.
And make it cinematic. So right now I'm in the phase of, don't get me wrong, I have gotten paid to do some work so far, but a lot of it is doing work for free. But they appreciate that, and it's not like you're not getting anything out of it. It's not like you're doing something and then here's your product, you're done. It's like, it's a product that speaks for itself. So
absolutely,
you're making them a video for them, but I always tell them, look, I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel for, basically as a portfolio. So far, nobody's had any issues with them. And I've been very fortunate because I have a fairgrounds right over here. I can drive there in 4 minutes, and that's where I've been doing all this work. And
I think you dropped me one of those videos.
I have today. I have, and people love it, man. Like, I just have so much fun because it's like, wow, like it's just fun stuff, man. Absolutely. So it's if you can find something you like to do, that you're passionate about, and it's like a career out of it. I mean, what better can you ask for?
Absolutely. So I'm bringing up another school session. You got a little quad chasing, some FPV freestyle, but we're gonna continue in the background because I love this so far. This is a lot of fun. Again, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out.
What's up, degenerates? Lord Wolf here.
So
for coming back to another video.
I really think that
Sunday fly,
you know,
crazy.
if you do something you love and you turn it into a job, you do run the risk of, you know, kind of losing yourself and losing the fun part of the habit. How do you keep a nice balance of the two?
Parking in the parking
I mean,
lot. They keep looking back at
you know, I'm not going to go do something, at least for now. I might change. I do stuff commercially that intrigues me. Something that I'm like, this is cool. Something that's maybe new. And trust me, when I try to find places and events to go do stuff, the first thing I do is I go on YouTube right away. And I search whatever that is, and FPV.
Sure.
And,
Come and get it.
Or FPV quad, because you can get like a mixture of weird stuff. But and I don't see anything on there. I'm like, this is gold right here. Like, I don't see anything on YouTube that shows it. Like, truck and tractor pulls.
Yeah.
I found one video on there. I mean,
most of the truck and tractor pulls videos that I've ever seen are usually somebody either in the stands or on the sidelines filming from one perspective the entire time. So that is pretty cool.
They do have DJIs. There are videos, and I've talked to a guy who has a DJI, and he lives somewhat kind of. We're probably about 4 or 5 hours away from each other.
Right.
And he flies mostly DJI type drones. So there are some over there where it's just a DJI drone, and they're literally over on top of the dirt track, just facing straight down on the truck, and it's just back. But I mean, you can't really like.
Yeah. Now that's a very good point. There are shots, and there's nothing wrong if you're flying DJI or any of these commercially autonomous drones. There's no difference. It's still a copter up in the air. It's but anyways, what I'm getting at is basically like commercials. I'm sorry, I just lost it. I started watching your FPV video and I lost it.
Talking about how do we keep it from not getting boring? I've heard that.
Okay, I'm back.
I've heard people say that. I've heard people say that.
So, well, I wanted to kind of transition out of that one into so what are you currently flying with at the moment? Is it just you?
Like people lines?
Well, no. So, like when you go to an event or something, is it just you that goes, or do you have like a team or a crew behind you that can like charge your packs and your batteries? Or something?
It's just me, and it's a learning process because some of these events they're vehicles lined up, so it's like one after another.
Where I was going to go with that,
I had to buy more lipos. And
right. Have you ever talked with CJ FPV?
Does not ring a bell.
So CJ1, you can go check out his latest interview. It was last week on the B2P with Mad Chiller and them. So go check out that interview. But he was on our stream way back in the day because he was doing some crazy drift action on these like bando courses with these outlaw street racers and stuff. And he was getting so close, but we were talking to him, and he was just starting out, and he is big now. Like he's doing big events and things like that. But he was talking about how he goes with he'll outsource. Hey, does one of your FPV buddies want to come with you for this event? Not gonna fly because that's your deal, but he's there to hang out and help you charge packs. Switch over things because these events are fast paced and everything, and it just takes a little bit off of you.
I have people that I know that would go, but the thing is like I know the kind of people that they are. So it'd be like taking a kid to a candy store and telling them you can't have any candy. You know what I mean?
I feel you there. I feel you there.
Yeah, I mean, there's the fireworks thing that's going on next Saturday. I have a buddy of mine. He doesn't fly drones, but I asked him. I was like, "Look, man, we're going to be like right up here on these fireworks, and you've never seen me fly before. I want to have somebody there, just because I feel like it's going to be a little crazy. Just to kind of be like, hey, you're over here. You need to come this way. But no, I haven't brought anybody, and like I don't have to worry about all of this." Like visual observers, like you have to have visual observers legally. But I mean, the people who are the staff that are there, you know,
they're visually observing you.
There's enough people there. They're watching my drone and keeping and making sure. Trust me, they're watching to make sure that I'm flying safe. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what has been your favorite thus far that you've gotten to fly?
That spot that I've gotten to fly, honestly, it was a, and Forevermore knows this spot too. It's not there anymore, but it was like an outlet that was basically abandoned, and they don't, like, it was just an outlet that was built, I think it was in like the 90s, and it was like the only bando that I've ever really been to, and it was so cool. It was like not just Father's Day, but it was the prior Father's Day, 2021. It's 2022, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2021.
That happens from time to time here.
Yes. And it was a lot of fun. So I would say that band was fun. But you know, I like to find places locally. It just works better for me. I'm not too far from home. I can get home if I need to be. I don't have a lot of time, so I can't drive 3 or 4 hours.
Well, you can fit it in. So starting, are you back up? What happened? I don't know if that's on my end. Are you there?
Can you hear me? I'm here. Can you hear me?
I'm here. I don't know if that was my end. It was probably my end. I get a lot of gremlins out here. Hold on. All right.
Technology, man.
Dude. Stream?
What do we pay for?
I don't know, because I've got full bars on my internet's over here. At least it says I do.
Anyway, so I mean that wraps up the
video. It's 2022. I would think that my AOL dial-up would be better.
You guys had a good Thanksgiving, and
man, that's been a minute. You got mail. That's been a minute, man. But well. So, one other thing I was kind of thinking about when I was talking about the team and stuff like that, I was thinking about what I was talking about with Thunder Y'all. When we started, Thunder Y'all does a lot of DJI stuff as well. So it was a really nice combo when you can have a team that kind of does the DJI stuff as well as, you know, your FPV team. Because ultimately you're shooting for the client. You know, it really doesn't matter what everybody else is really thinking on the FPV side. Is it a dope banger video or were there tricks galore kind of thing? It's not about that. It's like, what does the client want to see? The client wants to see his or her event, you know, taking place. He wants to see the crowd, this, that, and the other. So if you can provide, you know, multiple shots and things, I think that's also a really, you know, good way to like broaden your spectrum, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a slow process at the moment. I'm not trying to. I have the tendency of wanting to swan dive into things when I know I should probably pace myself. You know, it's like that. It's like that saying where you got to learn to crawl before you can walk or whatever.
Right.
Or, I don't know what it is. And so this time, and you know, I'm so gung-ho, man. But I know I got to pace myself and do it nice and slow. And I've been trying to tell myself, you know, hey, you're going to get there. Just got to be careful. And safety is like my number one thing. I always try to tell these people, you know, look, I'm not going to do anything to put anybody in risk. And so I'm very careful with everything that I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, not only do you not want to like harm anybody, but you also don't want to give the quadcopters in general a bad reputation for being malicious, essentially.
No, because I've had some people that were like, "Oh man, like you could have totally done like a little flip or like a roll after you did this." And I'm like,
sure.
I mean, I could, but
You're
I
watching
don't really think I want to.
FPV. Like and subscribe.
I don't think it's safe to do that. So let's just be. There's a time and a place for all of that. You know what I mean?
Well, we just coming up to your best session yet, where you locked in that epic flow. First off, I love the intro. That was really cute. That was a good touch.
Yeah, it was for a while. It was like trying to get the community to it and be like, what better instead of having the same intro every single time, why not have people who are in the community kind of just
I like that.
Go through all of that.
I like
Do
that.
me a favor, when you get a chance, resend me the Discord stream because it's locked up.
Oh my goodness, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, this video the video that we're watching right now by far was like my favorite freestyle video. I was really locked in. It was a cold day that day too, and I don't know, we had a lot of fun, man. Like the group of people that I fly with.
Does that fix it over in the Discord?
It did fix it.
All right.
Thank you.
Like I said, it wouldn't be a live stream if I didn't mess something up.
No, it's fine. I don't think there's a real perfect for me, but I really never flown with any music. Sometimes somebody will have like a studio there. But,
Right.
This was a fun day. Most of the time when I go fly with local guys, and I like to call it the dad crew.
Right. I don't know what is going on with my internet tonight. Live stream. Are you there? Oh, you're back. I cannot tell on this side. Things are glitching and things are freezing. I see you moving now, so I hope I'm coming in strong.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Well, the live stream hasn't shut down yet. I don't know what's going on because it's not storming or anything. I don't know. We'll make it through. We'll make it through. So what's your latest venture? What are you shooting for now?
I haven't honestly been shooting anything lately. I have a lot of things lined up. It's just like event-wise, it's just waiting for those events to happen. So I've just been kind of practicing. I got a Cinewoop not too long ago. Nice. So what I've been trying to do is when there's nobody in the house, I'll open up all the doors on both levels.
Nice.
And I'll just fly the Cinewoop inside and out like the whole entire time. From the first floor, come out the first floor, outside, go up high, come in through the sliding glass door on the second story, and then back down the steps, out the front door. Just trying to get used to flying inside for future one-shot business type.
Oh yeah.
Things.
Very cool, man. How's your wife feel about that?
She's not there to know what's going on. So,
so you can get away with it at least for just a little bit, as long as you don't crash or run into a TV. Yeah,
she didn't know until now.
Yeah. Well, we were just joking. That never happens.
No, she knows I love drones. She knows it.
I unfortunately, mine does too. So,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that there's some times where, I talk about it too much at times, So.
I do too.
Sometimes she's like, okay, can we talk about something other than drones, please?
Absolutely.
I love you, but please. I'm like, okay.
Dude, I feel you. Mine does the same thing. She's like, all you talk about is nerd stuff, and all you have is nerd friends. I'm like, well, it just happens to be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
They just happen to be friends on every other level. But, you know, sometimes it happens. Well, how about this? You're not chasing anything inside the house. Now you're getting out there in the drag strip. This is the Mason-Dixon Dirt Drags. Let's go.
Yeah, this was a fun event because at first they didn't know exactly what they were dealing with.
Right. I like that.
They thought drone. They were just drone. They're picking out drones. They're like, there's no way. Like, they're like, well, I don't know. These bikes are pretty fast. I don't know if they can keep up. And then I got there, and they start the whole entire event with. They start them off with little kids, like literally little kids that they can barely even beat these bikes up themselves. Like their parents have to help and get their bikes to the beginning of the track.
Sure.
And it goes on,
awesome.
and they get faster and faster and faster and faster, and they were honestly surprised because I was keeping up with them. Now I was trying to keep my distance because I didn't want to get too close.
Sure.
This was the first event I ever did, so the last thing I want to do was crash into somebody. So I'm trying to be
Well, you're holding your own pretty well in this.
No close calls at all. Never crashed. Never had any issues at all.
Nice, dude. This is cool. I like this.
Yeah,
you know,
there was another
one,
but there was another drag race event like this, but it unfortunately it ended up it was like off and on rain. I was like, I'm not gonna risk it. So, but this is one of the events that's happening because the fair is Monday through Saturday, and at the end of the night they have events. So this is, I got it written down. I can see it. This is on Monday. So next Monday they're gonna have dirt drags like this, and I was talking to a guy that was at this event, and he was like, you need to be at this event that's on the fair. He was like, you're going to have some of the best bikes that you're going to see.
Dude, this shot right there, that was money. That whole, tap reveals, that was money.
You got to understand, when you're doing events like this, like every single person that's there, you know, is a possibility of them to contact you.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you get any footage? But it was fun. Unfortunately, this was a learning experience because I didn't have my GoPro settings set up correctly for nighttime, and it's so low light at night. So, fortunately, all the night footage that I had was just pretty much trashed. But I still was able to make this out of it.
That's unfortunate.
I'm trying to watch this and try to talk to you, and I haven't really been paying attention to the chat, so I apologize.
It's the hardest thing. That's what I'm like kind of eyeballing, glancing over. I see Ms. Dawn has made her way in. What up, Ms. Dawn? Reaction Entertainment in the house.
This was done with 5-inch drones.
This was?
Yeah.
Nice.
So basically, I have 2 5-inch drones. They're basically clones of themselves. The stacks are a little bit different, but it's the same motors, both 6S, both DJI.
Oh, yeah. Consistency is key, man. Consistency is key for sure.
And then the LEDs really helped out because once it gets dark, people can see them. So it's like, hey, look out for these things.
Sure.
Props out. And definitely props out.
Props are I fly props out only. Like
I started props in.
I mean, as far as flying characteristics, I don't feel that it makes that big of a difference. But as far as freestyle wise and just like flying in general, I think it makes more sense to have everything.
It doesn't matter.
Swished out away from your camera instead of like pulled in.
Hey, props in or props out, as long as those props are spinning correctly and you are getting the lift off the ground and you're flying around.
That's that's ultimately the truth. Yeah.
But they have to be spinning in a certain direction. Remember.
That's right. Well, so it's given me a 10-minute warning on the Zoom, so I'll give you another link here in just a minute. We'll start off with the Dixon Truck and Tractor Pull. Let's go. So this is this the
This is my favorite.
Yeah. This is the video I pulled for the intro.
Yeah, I saw that. I appreciate that. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Really was a lot of fun. I mean, and in these events, it's just like you're very careful.
Sure.
When you first start, you're a little shaky, but man, as it started going on, started getting more creative, started seeing different lines, and it just got better and better and better.
That's so cool.
A lot of fun.
How fast are these things going? It's probably like 30, 40 miles an hour, yeah.
It really depends, honestly. It depends on the truck. I don't know how it works, but there are different classes, so there's different weight. That one right there that we just watched was like more like pro level. But there's like dudes that are like living around this area that literally have the trucks that they drive around.
And they're just like, all right, let's do it.
Why not? You know?
Why not? Put your truck to the test, man. Why not? This is pretty rad, man.
Yeah,
I like the fact that, you know, you see a lot of like drift chase videos and motocross videos. I like seeing stuff that, you know, you don't normally see. Kind of like what you were talking about earlier, where you look things up on YouTube to see if there's been, you know, anybody has touched it or not. I really like the fact that you're going out and looking for stuff that hasn't been done yet.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. We want to get people's attention. And I've talked to, I can't tell you how many tractor pull places I've talked to, and the majority of them are not a no, but an absolute no. That's not happening. But I do
pelted with dirt. Like if you look back,
I didn't feel it. I never feel it. I don't think I got pelted. I don't
really
know. I'm not sure.
And like if you look back from the video and you focus on like the dirt and everything coming off the tires, I mean it looks like you're getting clobbered, man. This is crazy.
I was pretty worried. This is not 5-inch. This was the Cinewood. And the funny thing about this video is this Cinewood, I flew one time.
Oh, before this?
That day. One time. Just
That's
to
a lot of
test it.
faith.
Hey!
You live and learn. So speaking of living and learning, have you gone down at any of your events or anything yet?
Do what?
Have you gone down?
Nope. No close calls, no crashes, nothing.
Nice, dude. Knock on wood. Oh yeah, man. Very nice.
Knock on IKEA wood.
The first time I saw this video, I thought that this truck was like legitimately on fire, about to explode. I had no idea.
I thought so too. The funny thing is, if you look at it, the guy was like, and I think it's a guy and his spouse or some woman or whatever there. They were still in a truck, and literally where I was sitting, I don't think it could show where I was sitting, but I felt that fire.
Oh, I bet 100%. You could. I bet you could. I mean,
and the bad thing is like I felt bad for the guy, but like you feel bad when it happens, but at the same time you're like, oh yeah, here we go. Like,
right.
Get some footage of this stuff going on, man. Let's go. So it's fun.
Absolutely.
We'll be doing that.
I'll be doing it. Be a rush.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing another one of those Friday.
Nice.
It's the same thing. Saturdays I can't because it's the certain league that throws it. They're really stringent with it. But I do have another place that they're their own league. They're 3 hours away, but they have asked me to come to their championship finals.
Nice.
And there's going to be some big bad boys. I'm talking like some serious big bad trucks there.
Well, make sure your shit's on point, and good luck to you, man. Dude, that's really exciting.
Yeah, it is. 17 points. I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, make sure that you are having fun, because like I was saying earlier, you know, when you turn it into too much of a job, you just start losing, you know, what it was in the first place that, you know, that got you hooked.
Exactly.
18.6.
Well, look at this guy.
we got a little Neon coming in with some Velocidrone action. He is insane. Do you do any kind of racing? You ever dabbled in racing?
I have not. I don't even know how it's even honestly physically possible. I don't even know how people do this. This is insane.
Neon and Red X are legitimate computer programs, and I'm pretty sure that they were just built in, into the code, into the matrix somewhere, and like glitched out or something. Because I don't physically understand that either. We'll turn it down because we got the MIA Bando Mal with his FPV friends. You know this man. This is the other.
I do know this man.
This is your part of your wolf pack.
This is the OG.
The OG wolf.
OG wolf. I was there this. Yep, there I am right there. I saw my goofy ass. I don't know if I'm allowed first.
Oh yeah, man. Do you remember? Yeah. Tall,
honestly, that was probably the most fun I've ever had, to be honest, man. Like,
oh yeah.
It really. I'm telling you, man. For some reason, when you're not really going to a place and you're not really trying to do anything, you're not there. Like, I have to get footage.
Sure.
I have to do it. When you go to a place where you're just like, you forget about all that. This day right here. We all had so much fun, man. And when you're not trying to force things and it just happens naturally, man, it's beautiful. And we had some.
I agree. It looked like you guys were rolling pretty deep in here. Do you remember how many people you guys went with?
Yeah. We were probably at least 10 people, I want to say.
10 deep? Hell yeah. Coming in with that signature wolf vision.
He does, man. He does. He does some very creative stuff, man.
Oh, yeah. I love my homie forevermore. He's been with us from day number 1, pretty much.
Yeah, this was fun. Like I said, this place unfortunately is no longer there anymore. I went and drove up that area. I went to go fly at another place, and I drove down there, and it's like surrounded by bushes. And I was like, let me take a peek, and you have to kind of walk through the bushes, or there's a gate. And I walked through the bush. Just piles of concrete. I was like, man, I had a perfectly good FPV sticker in there. So.
I mean, that sticker will live on somewhere. Maybe in a landfill, it'll become somebody else's sticker at some point. You know? You got, Zoom is telling me you got 1 minute and 15 seconds. And then we're gonna just give you the boot, bro. This looks like so much fun, man. This is what it's all about, is going out, having fun, hanging out with the community, and just relaxing. No expectations, just going for the love of it, man.
Yeah. Don't force it. I'll be the first one to admit it. I've tried to force content, and it's just not as good as if you just don't worry about it. Just have fun with it.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
Landed it.
Any
that was a pretty cool trick. And
any FPV meetups coming up anytime soon?
Yo, it feels like
if there are going to be FPV meetups, it's probably just going to be my dad crew that I hang out with. That's probably about it.
Hell yeah. Dad crew's fine enough. Up. There he goes.
That's all you get.
Alright, hold on. Let's get a new meeting.
That you get of him talking about his plans.
Zoom always wants to shut us down, and we can't have that. So, bam, bam, bam. we'll go Mr. Tinker Twig coming with them boulder rocks. Ooh, this one coming nice and cinematic and pretty, I can tell. I like that rock formation already. Let's do this. He's on his way. I did give it to him, right? Yes. It wouldn't be a live stream if I didn't hang up on my guest, or drop the live stream, or buffer out, or have some kind of audio issue, or anything else. So thank you every single one of you guys for hanging out and hanging out, coming and chilling with us. This is Quad Corner, so you know what you're in for, but it's one of those things where you had to be here. Mr. Lord Wolf, welcome back, welcome back. We're getting nice and cinematic with Tinker Tweak right now.
Cinematic is good. Cinematic is good, man.
FPV for me is a lot of fun. I do like the freestyle aspect because it kind of, you know, you can kind of twist and warp your visual perspective, and I do kind of enjoy the rush and things, but FPV in general is a perspective thing, man. You know, it's everything that you've seen before, but in a completely new way, and a new perspective, a new, you know, new angle on things. Like, you know, you could look at that rock formation 10,000 times, but until you slow down and you know, fly right up into it, you're never gonna know. That's
yeah, like
so cool.
You could see that rock formation from the ground.
Right.
But how does it look if you were to lift a person up and let them see it from this perspective? And you can't get that anywhere else. And that's what I try to explain to these places with these different events.
That's so
it's like
cool.
This is new stuff, man. Like the possibilities of what you can do, and showing people these things that we've been saying for so long in one way, and showing them somewhere else.
Do you have a portfolio that you know, kind of reference people to?
It's just the commercial YouTube channel right now. So it's got the 2 videos that you showed, and then I made a few other videos for people who actually were at these events that were like, hey, you know, I'll pay for this. And I was like, okay.
Right on. Well, I mean, just a thought process, if you ever get into it, you know, if you're ever going out for a hike or something with the family, because I do this all the time, just bring like your, what was that, a squirt?
I wish. This is a Cinelong 35 HD, but I am interested in getting a slam squirt because everybody keeps
talking about them. I'm in the same boat. I want one myself.
They say for like one-shot stuff, for like businesses, the majority of people tend to really like those. So
yeah. Well, you can get that shot with just about anything, as long as you put the time and the effort and the work into it. You can definitely get it. Like, this is beautiful. But yeah, if you ever go out on like a hike, just bring it with you. You know, shoot something, throw a little bit of music behind it, and you can even add that to, you know, your portfolio and things, just so you can kind of show off that there are other things, other ways to see something. You know,
that's why I like FPV, everything in general, because you don't always have to watch the same thing. Yes, I like watching freestyle, but honestly, like with freestyle with me, it's almost like listening to heavy metal. Sure. After a while, I'm like, okay, I need to kind of, you know, I need to listen to some Britney Spears.
I feel you. You know, every once in a while, you gotta do it one more time. You know, I understand. Well, this is Casey. He's got his beat up. His Impulse Apex still rips, and he's gonna show it to us.
I mean, I do give these guys credit for this freestyle. Some of the stuff I'm like, I don't even know. Like, how did you even do that? Come on now. Like, how did you even do that?
It's so insane. Now, from a commercial standpoint, I do think having a smidge of freestyle in even your cinematic stuff is not a bad thing, because you know, if you are trying to convey a perspective to everybody, and if it's going commercial, you are portraying to an audience, not just, you know, the FPV community or whatever. So giving them just a slight split S, or, you know, a nice dive straight down the building into, you know, the event or something else, just to build up that B-roll and things, I feel is a very crucial part for sure. Maybe not
That's
all
true.
the crazy flippity-floppities.
Yeah,
but
it's true. A lot of like the one shots for the businesses, and I've been doing a lot of research, watching a lot of videos, talking to a lot of people. Like with one shots, they say you can't just keep flying in one straight line. Like if you find a gap, hit the gap. Definitely hit something. If there's something you can fly through, do it. So that's simple.
Well, Casey's over here finding every little gap and tree to play around with.
I'd have broke my quad already.
Yeah. Well, what would you say is your least favorite obstacles? Like trees, metal poles. For me, it's like concrete pillars and things in front of buildings. I always think that I could just carve into it.
I will say the least thing I like is the least hard thing that you can hit. If you catch my drift.
I get you.
If anybody can guess what that would be, the least hard thing you can hit, but it'll do a lot of damage. I'm scared as hell of water. I do not like flying my stuff over water.
Yeah.
I do not like flying my stuff.
Kind of gives you that heebie-jeebies.
No, I get some tingly feelings downstairs. No,
I totally feel it. I totally understand.
I've almost lost it in water before.
So you're flying. I know you're flying DJI as far as the digital, you know, visuals. What are you flying as far as your RX? Are you Crossfire, or are you running DJI? What are you doing?
I am Crossfire.
Okay, smart.
I started with the TX16S radio. That was the first one ever I bought.
Right.
And a buddy of mine, Mikey FPV, he was like, dude, he showed me something. We talk like every day. He showed me a picture of a Tango 2, and I was like, okay, what are you doing? He was like, dude, I'm going Tango 2. And he's just reading everything off to me, and he pretty much talked me into it. Within the next day, I was
They are really nice.
I jumped over it. They are. It was so weird to fly them. But I love my Tango 2. I love it.
We'll get into radios here in a second, but because this was only a 19-second clip, but we saw a little tidbit of this last week, and it blew my mind. You've seen these people try to grind and things, maybe on different channels. Bot Grinder's done it. I know that Ladrib tried to do it. There's a couple others who have tried to do it. I thought he was legitimately holding his drone. Like holding it on there, you know, by the back, and just kind of walking it forwards. But this is 110% real, so I'm really stoked to see this. Rough FPV. Up the rail, down the rail. That was so crazy. Raph, you're a madman. Okay.
It's 19 seconds, but it was well worth it.
That was killer. That blew my mind last week. He edited in one of his edits, and like I said, it blew my mind. Anyways, we'll go back. We'll get a double shot of Neon. This is the kid on the sim. Now he's putting it to work in real life. All right, so back to your radios. You're running the Tango?
I am. I love the Tango too. Love everything about it.
And you said you started on the T16, right?
TX16S. So it's funny how I got into FPV. Honestly,
I was going to ask you and find out your background. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I watched the Dr. Steele. Although we do have a Dr. Steele, I think, in here.
Yeah.
Mr. Steele video, and I was like, okay, So, and being a father and everything, I really don't have like all the money. I just spent all this money on the testing, like buying the course, paying for the test, buying a drone. So what I did was I had some Magic the Gathering cards sitting in a box from 2000, 2001.
Dude, you're talking my language now.
Yeah.
You wanna talk nerd? Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
So what I did is I took the box and I didn't know anything about it. I took it to a buddy of mine that I had. Dude, I don't know what this stuff is. And he basically looked at it and was like, you know, these are like the hot cards. He was like, I would just sell all of these for like $300. And I ended up finding somebody and I sold it for $300. And that got me my radio, that got me a simulator, and that got me a Tiny Hawk 2 freestyle.
Oh yeah. I know that Booster here actually had a Tiny Hawk, and he was flying on that for a little while. We'll get that. He's gonna feel that flow while we continue our flows.
Yeah, you had him on the stream
just last week.
He texted me too. He texted me at like 8 o'clock, and it's weird because it was the first time in a while. Like I passed out at like 7 o'clock.
Hey man, sometimes you just gotta get that sleep. I understand, man.
Dude, I'm
not angry.
old, man. I can't.
I'm not mad at you. You're absolutely fine, my dude. Well, it sounds like you and Booster know each other pretty well. That y'all talk back and forth. So that's pretty rad, man. I like the fact that y'all are back to back to him.
I like the underdog.
That's what we are, man. We at least that's what we kind of cater to. Like, yeah, they're the big dogs running up in the pack, and they're making all these killer videos and these edits and things. But I really like the guys who are putting in the work and the effort to like really showcase what they could do instead of showcase for everybody else, like show off kind of things.
I have nothing against top dogs. I mean,
oh yeah, no, not at all. They earn their spots for sure.
Yeah, all the props in the world, pun intended, all the props in the world. But to have somebody that's like, dude, like I just flew for the first time, man, check it out. And obviously it's like really shitty DVR analog footage. But I'm just so happy to like watch it and be like, this means a lot to that person, man.
Dude,
this means a lot to that person.
Absolutely. And that's kind of what we try to do here is, we want to play and showcase everybody in the community because we all put out videos to watch for somebody else to watch. I mean,
yeah, it's a lot of videos.
It is. That's a lot of videos.
It's a lot of videos.
Guilty of not watching as many as I need to.
I do, dude. I'm telling you, man. I feel so guilty a lot of times because there's so many people. Like, it's so much work to try to keep things going for my own stuff. So I feel bad. But if anybody would just message me, and honestly, if you were to message me on Instagram or any of them and send me a link to your video, I will watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I will. It just might take me a little while. But you got to grab my attention and be like, hey, watch this video, and I will.
Right there. I'm the exact same way, man. Well, we got Chirp with a 30 degrees Celsius summer freestyling. I do not know the conversion of Celsius to Fahrenheit, so I'm assuming it's pretty hot.
Looks a little warm.
Looks like it would be nice and muggy, ready for some bugs.
Yeah, it's too green for it to be cold.
Yeah.
There's no way. What would you do? I'm going to ask you a question.
What's that?
I'm going to ask you. I'm going to interview you.
Okay, hit me. Hit me. Come on.
If given this is for everybody. Given the choice to fly in either extremely cold weather or extremely hot weather, not taking into account of the gear.
Right.
Okay, let's just pretend it could perform the same way.
Sure.
Would you fly in extremely cold weather or extremely hot weather?
So I've kind of done a little bit of both. When I went to Pennsylvania for the Rippies, that was hands down the coldest that I've ever been in and flown, and it was horrific. I mean, the fact that we had a fire going at all times, and enough people there to create some heat and stuff, it was okay. But like, if you went off to a remote part of this bando, it was in the middle of winter in January, and I mean you're freezing. And then this last weekend, or like 2 weekends ago, we had races out here in Kansas City, and it was overcast, and it was predicted to be overcast all day. And then it showed up everybody, and it hit like mid-90s, and it was just not a cloud in the sky.
There was poison ivy and bugs, you were saying? Because I caught the yesterday's stream. Was that the same thing? Or last week's stream? Is that what it was?
Oh man, it was so hot. It was so hot out there. I would fly. I would have to say I would fly in the cold, man. I'd have to fly. I think I would have to fly in the cold. Like, it was terrible, but I feel like I could layer up enough to where I can at least deal with it for a second.
Yeah, let's not lie. We all love this hobby so much. So those of us who are like, man, this is the only time I had to fly. You're gonna fly no matter what.
Oh, dude.
Unless rain, obviously. But you're
even some people in rain don't even give a shit. You can formal coat well enough.
Yep.
Some people just
I have not
sit
done
it.
I have not flown in the rain.
Well, this man has no fear of rain or, proximity or anything else. This is Cochise. He's got some cool pants, along with some silos. Let's go, Macho Man. Like I said, I would go cold because I know I can layer up myself. But also, so if you go over to maniacs.com, they have these things called Lipo Buddies. And it's essentially, it's a beer koozie for your lipo. And so if you've ever flown, in the cold, you go from like 3-4 minutes of a good pack normally to like 2.5. It's gonna cut you down. But these lipo buddies will basically keep your battery heat in, and you'll actually see your voltage go back up, as you come down or as you level out and things. And so it does add about a good minute back to your stuff. So you can even wrap lipos and keep them warm. So I think I'll freeze my fingers off before I melt. Because even then, I was scared I was going to sweat on my drone, and then it was going to, have a problem there.
It's true.
Coach Cheese is not having any problems.
No, not at all. I've flown, I'd say the hottest I've ever flown was 105 degrees. And that was the day that that was the video that I was like landing and launching quads off the top of my head.
Off the top of your head?
Well, I had a top hat, and I put like a launch pad on top.
Okay.
So we were like landing and launching it off the top of my head, but I was trying to protect myself, so I had like pants and I had like a hoodie on, like an Under Armour hoodie on.
Right.
And I had a skeleton mask over my head. And, dude, I'm telling you, 105 degrees. Where did you find
this place is crazy.
I'm waiting for like a farmer with a shotgun to come out and be like, get the hell off my damn.
Get off my lawn! Yeah. Well, I don't know if even Coach Cheese would be scared of something like that one.
No, seeing the way he's flying, I think we're probably the last of his concern.
No fear whatsoever from this guy.
That's the thing that most pilots, that's the most people that do. That's the one thing they all would say. The similarity amongst all of the pro flyers will tell you that if you want to get to a certain point that they're at, you have to get past the fear.
Yeah, you can't let hold back. You just gotta go full send or not, because the moment you start second guessing yourself is the moment that you mess up.
Yeah, but I've experienced that too. I'm like, hey, today I'm not gonna have any fear. I'm sending it. The first pack, I'm like, shit, broke my stuff.
I'm going home. I feel that.
Yeah. Anybody seen the other half of my drone?
I I've definitely had those days. Many of those days.
I've had some pretty interesting crashes.
What would you say was your gnarliest crash?
I would say it would have to be a tie between two. One was right here at my home, and I would open up the gates to my backyard, the fenced-in yard, and I totally miscalculated, and I was going so fast that it broke both the front and back at the same time. And I went to go walk over to the quad, and I was like, man, I know my backyard is really hard. There's a lot of rocks. It looks like it's like in the ground like a good amount. It was just both the arms snapped off. And the other one was my first drone I ever flew, and I went up over a tree, and I miscalculated which tree it was. I went over the tree, and I was like, oh crap, I'm about to fly over a road. And I had to fly over to the left as fast as I could, but I ended up hitting an electric pole.
Oh no!
And it flew my first camera out, the Insta360, flew that out. Took me 15 minutes to fly.
Right. Oh.
Or
when you say blew out, as in like out of the mount.
Yeah.
Oh, that would suck.
It's funny. My daughter actually just reminded me the worst crash ever was the one that I hit myself with my 5-inch quad.
You ran into yourself?
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to ask her for the story, or are you gonna tell us?
I'll tell you.
We've stopped the videos. This is story worthy.
I have video footage of it. So it's at the place that I do the events right now. There's nothing there. I got permission to fly there, and I'm flying, and I lost control somehow.
Drunk octopus wants to fight.
And I hit the ground, and it ricocheted off the ground. And obviously, I can't see where it is because I have my goggles in. And once it hit the ground, it started to just, flip around real quick.
Over.
Yeah, it reminded me that it was right there on the way, and it hit me right in the neck.
Oh, no.
Really getting hard.
Did it?
I thought I had a
draw
concussion.
blood and everything?
It didn't,
Well,
but
that's good,
I thought I had a concussion because it hit me like right below my ear, and I was a little worried.
Goggles on or
goggles were on? Yeah.
Oh.
Never forget.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen to Killer Bee. We got Lion Lot number 2. This is some freestyle action.
So yeah, don't fly over. That's why I don't condone flying over your. I mean, you do whatever you want. Just I don't feel comfortable flying over myself. And every time I hear that sound of a quad hitting the ground,
it's just
first thing that happens, my shoulders go up.
Yeah, I feel that. Kind of get those goosebumps. We have a decent sized group of hoodlums here in Kansas City that we like to go out and fly with, and a lot of them were very new, just like a few years ago, and going out on the fly with a whole bunch of these newbies was very stressful for that exact reason, because everybody was so confident in themselves that they were flying over us and over everybody else and landing very close. It was purely an accident, but we did have one of our pilots, Omnidroid, ran into himself with a 5-inch drone pretty much in the same fashion. So yeah, it can happen, but it's definitely something you need to watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically flying weapons, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So just be careful. Like, I don't risk anything. That's why when I go do these events, I don't fly over the crowd. I just don't do it. I don't feel comfortable doing it, and you're not really supposed to be doing it. So I don't do it.
Smart, man. Fly within your limits. Do what makes you feel comfortable, man. As long as you're having a good time and enjoying yourself.
When you go to do like stuff like that, when you go to do events, go to do something commercial, you got to look at it the same way as when I was driving. You got to drive. You got to fly almost defensively. You got to think that something bad could happen at any moment, and it could not even be your fault.
100%.
I've had close call. Trust me. At one of the events, I had a close call because every time they do the dirt, the truck and tractor pull, they have to have some equipment go over and clean the track off real quick to get ready for the next truck.
Right.
And I wasn't looking, and the other guy couldn't see me, so I like barely got out of the way of front end loader.
Well, stay safe out there, man. Killer B's over here tearing up this parking lot, having a good old time. I'm seeing these hanging out with some homies over there. I'm wondering who the homies are on this one. I have an idea. Was that I believe it's Raz and Tinker. They were talking about
nothing beats a parking lot, man. I mean, really.
Dude, honestly, that's where I started. I mean, there was a building off to the side, but I started in a gigantic open parking lot doing this exact same thing. It didn't look anything like this. It wasn't very good, but you know, there's nothing wrong with the big old parking lot.
There's nothing wrong with any place as long as you can fly it and it makes you happy, and you're supposed to be there. Well, obviously, we know you can't. Just don't, fly responsibly. Right. Like don't go fly next to a freaking airport. Obviously,
we've got a real OG. Jordan Mills is in the house. What up, Jordan? But we got a fresh one all the way out from Germany. This is fresh and crispy with pits flying high.
Say Germany.
Germany.
Damn.
Yeah, Pitt comes right out of Germany. He's pretty much all over Europe right now. He's been traveling like Bolivia and I don't know where else. European countries. I don't know geography very well. I'm not that kind of savvy. But he's been traveling all over Germany, pretty much flying with all these pilots. Everybody apparently is, I guess, just very spread out over that way, so it's kind of a road trip from one place to the next. But he also flies commercially, and he puts in more work than I know. I mean, this man doesn't sleep. He really is just 24/7. So that might be another guy that you want to talk to about, doing some commercial work.
Definitely. These are good spots too. Every time I see videos like this, it's like quarries. Yeah. We have some quarries around here too.
Oh yeah.
I just haven't really got the chance to. Most of them are obviously fenced in, and if you crash it.
Yeah, we've got one that we've gone to. It's actually a Bando quarry, but it's all fenced off, and it's a nice trek through the quarry to actually get to it. But yeah, these places are a lot of fun if you can find them and get into them. But ours is not as rocky. Yeah. Something like this, because we have these just right up the road from my house, and I've looked at it so many times. I've driven past it, and I want to fly them so bad. But the moment it goes down, that motor is done. Like, it may not, break the motor instantly, but all the rock shavings, the dirt, the grit, the sand, everything is just caked in those motors. Honestly, just need to grab the set and go. Just send it.
That's why it's nice to have more than one quad, because for a long time I was going, I only had one, so once it's down, you're done.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
It's nice to have two.
Things that are running. I don't normally go out and fly a lot. Kid's not scared at all.
No.
He's getting in there. Like I said, this man, he probably flies at least 20 packs a day. I would got it. Yeah, easy. If we could legitimately have a Pits Flying Eye only stream, and just the videos that he posted in 1 week would easily fill the hour and a half, 2 hours worth of us live streaming here. Easy.
Wow.
And that's just his videos in 1 week.
Hey man, if you got the time, you know.
He made it.
Honestly, I mean, I'd tell you if things had gone a little bit differently for me, you know what I mean? Hypothetical situation, I was a bachelor and I didn't have any kids, I would have just freaking thrown all my money into all of it and just traveled.
Absolutely.
That's all I would do. But it's not a reality.
Zoom just gave me that 10-minute warning mark again, so when it dies, when it boots you out, I got another link for you just coming right around the corner. I appreciate you hanging out with us and going through, you know, all the normal gremlins that we have in a live stream. It's been an absolute blast. So by all means, if the stars ever align and you get that chance again, holler at me, man. I'd love for you to keep coming back over and over and over, man. For sure.
We will. We're gonna get through the summer, get through all the special things that are coming up, and
well, we're gonna be sitting here watching them every single week. So when you post, definitely throw them into that Discord so we can watch where you're going next, bro.
For sure.
I had
always
to
take a buddy. Always take a buddy with you flying. If you can.
Always take a buddy. Big Oily Guy is about the only one that I know that goes out completely by himself to a sketchy location, and he's just like, you know what? Full send, 110% entire time. Other than that, like for me, I'll push if I've got a buddy with me, especially if it's Fix It or Maddie. Either one of those, I've been in such sketchy, crappy situations where I couldn't get my stuff, and they went and got it for me. Like, if I have those two, I'll push as hard as I possibly can, you know, just to have a good time with them. Or actually, just to keep up. But, yeah, if it's just me, we're just chilling. We're cruising. We're having a good time.
Having buddies definitely helps you to kind of push it a little bit more, for sure.
Well, when Jumbie is coming at us with a little bit of that island flow, this is the mall.
Which island is what I want to know.
We're going to find out, because next week, well, now I have to find out who's doing what, because I'm going to have either Win Jumbie or Dr. Steele next week. And then I have to have Jay FPV after that. And then CJ said he would do a V2. I gotta get my ducks in line. I'm definitely one unorganized live streamer.
It's okay. This worked out great. I swear it's probably been a year since we talked about doing this.
Dude, I even remember us talking about it. So I'm really glad that, like you said, stars kind of aligned. You said all the little ones are down for sleep, and the wife is giving you the okay to be on the live stream for 2 hours. Man, it couldn't be a better time, man. I appreciate it coming by. You were hitting up in the 30s earlier in the live stream as well tonight too, man. So you brought the heat, you brought the fire for sure.
I'm nobody special, just like any of you guys out there. That's it.
Well, it makes a difference, and it's very visual when you push yourself and come out with a positive outcome, man. So we're gonna keep watching you over and over as you keep putting out these videos.
Just be creative. That's all it's about, man. Have fun, be creative.
I like what Win Jumbie's doing here with his parking lot. This is a nice little change of pace, because normally we see Win Jumbie tearing up the island front, and it's all green grass and ocean waters and everything else. This is a nice change of pace to seeing him throwing in a little proxy action in the parking lot, man.
That was some close stuff right there. He just went under something.
Oh yeah, little parking chains.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this one too, man. This is one of my favorite things, is getting to know the people behind the avatar, behind the Discord pictures or whatever. Because other than this, all I know is you're Lord Wolf and you've got half man, half wolf picture on your avatar, and then we wouldn't have had the pleasure. So I am super stoked to have you as well as everybody else. What's that?
I'm not a real wolf, though.
Are you sure? It's pretty convincing. I mean, that is one of the things that I've wanted to ask. We're gonna watch another crazy monster. This is Not Fast Enough by our very own Red X FPV. So, tell me, how did the wolf come about?
Oh, are you still there? Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here.
Okay, I thought I had. It was that time. Now, I think it's important to always ask people. You gotta ask people where they got their name from.
Where'd you get your name?
It was originally a name that I had used for another game that I had played. But at the time, I was really big into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So, Lord Stark.
Yeah, I feel you.
Wolf. And I just kind of was like, alright, put it down. Lord Wolf.
Oh yeah, bro. I like it. So is everybody into Game of Thrones over there? You guys watch all the seasons?
No, I mean, I would watch it. I've watched the whole entire thing. I got my wife into it, like right near the last season, which don't get me started on the season.
That we could go on for days on that.
Jon Snow got screwed. Yeah.
The whole thing got screwed, bro. The whole thing got screwed. The dragon got cheated out of its moment.
The Night King died like so easy.
Just meh. Don't you? Here it is up there. Now it's gone. Sorry.
Yeah. And I don't want to hear anybody be like, "Oh yeah, spoiler alert, guys, it's been out for a while."
Dude,
we all know what happened.
You'll understand. It was a cop out, if anything. This is the kind of shit that I really don't understand. Is racing. Like I can grasp a hold of racing. And yes, even though these guys are monsters and super quick, I don't understand their reaction speed. But when you start going in alternate, like, the only word I can think of is dimensions-wise. But I don't have...
I don't know how these guys do this, man.
I don't have the skill. I don't have the skill.
It with the... No, these people are looking like 3 or 4 gates ahead. Like me, I'm just trying to make it through the first gate here. Like, oh.
Right. I'm just trying to get my first lap.
Yeah. But they do this a lot. They practice a lot. Maybe one day I'll do the whole racing thing. But I'm comfortable with digital, and digital doesn't really hold its place right now in racing.
Not yet. Well, I was going through some of your videos, and actually one that I found quite interesting, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. Your take on the new goggle systems that are coming out. You just recently put up one from like on DJI and everything else.
We could talk about that.
Hell yeah, man. We'll have to do a V2 for Lord Wolf, and we'll do one that's a little bit more on the informative sides and things like that. Because I really actually like. Personally would watch you as a reviewer. I liked it. It wasn't bad.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Sonic Tronic's trying to stay awake. He's gonna tap that tower while we talk about it. Oh, YouTube, you can't stop us. All right. Woo! He's getting a little tappity tap tap.
It's one of those days where you go through a lot of props when you do that.
Oh, you do. Oh, you do. I love these rips where it's like just close to home. Kind of like what you were saying a little earlier. Like, some of my favorite spots are the ones that are just right next to me. You know, maybe 15, 20 minutes down the road, where if I did get called for, you know, on-call duty or dad duty or just something else, you know, I'm just right up the road. So those are some of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, I've got like a park up the road. We have actually like Amish people that live around here, so they like are pulling like buggies and stuff.
How
have
you ever flown? Have you ever flown around the around the Amish?
Wouldn't do that, man. Like I have respect for the Amish people. Yeah, they live a completely different life than we do, but like I feel like that would be disrespectful. But I was at a park and I saw them right down the road, so I got within maybe like 50 feet. Kids probably love it.
Oh, I'm sure they would, but I do see what you're saying now. Now that you're saying it, he's gone. We'll talk about our morals more when he comes back. Let's give him another one. We still got some videos. We still got a live stream going. We've had a lot of hiccups already, but you guys are chugging on through, so I really appreciate it. Hanging out. I hope it hasn't been a total fucking train wreck. Alright. Sent. Now we wait. It's like throwing a bobber out there. Alright, Jordan Mills, Dr. Steele, Forevermore, Reaction Entertainment. Let's keep rolling. Liking FPV. What up, what up, what up? We got Sully and Cochise hanging out. Jordan Mills, I still see you hanging out. Forevermore, Justin Drone, Mr. Sully, some more. There's some more Ralph. More liking for a hole. That KCMR race was hot, dude. That was holy free holies. Like it was terrible. Neon in the building. We got some more Sully, some more Ralph, some more KCFPV. Brent Moore, what is going on? What is going on? Who's here? Did I not send it to him? Oh, god dang it. I'm a jerk. I'm sitting here rambling on, and I haven't it. There he is. He's back. He's back. I'm sitting here rambling on, being like, oh, we're waiting on Lord Wolf, and I hadn't even sent you the link. I'm a jerk, man. I'm sorry.
Fine.
We were just going through the list of people still hanging out with us. That was Sonictronic. Let's see what we have on our list next. Next up, we got my man Justin Drones.
Definitely got the wolf pack here for sure.
Oh, dude.
I am.
So are the little ones, do they consider themselves part of your wolf pack? Do they call them, are they your little cubs?
No.
Oh, they don't roll with that?
No.
Oh.
It's okay. They can be whatever they want.
That's exactly right, man. That's exactly right.
Follow your dreams, man.
What did when you were a kid, when you were that old, what did you dream of being? What did you want to be?
Man.
No holds bars. If schooling and everything wasn't an option, that wasn't in your mindset as a kid. What were you gonna be?
I had no idea what I wanted to be. No idea.
Fireman, astronaut.
The only thing that can ring a bell is pro wrestler, maybe.
Yeah, like WWE, world, like climbing up a cage, jumping up the high ropes.
Yes.
Bro, I would root for you all day. All day. You might be the tallest one out there on the ring. That might work out in your advantage.
Probably.
You know, if this FPV thing doesn't pan out for you, you can always try.
Well, you know, bottom line is that if we all go out in a group to go fly, I'm going to get the best signal in the room. It's just part of being tall, so sorry.
That's right. That's right.
I can't. man, this right here.
Right? Justin is part of that Team Relentless crew, so he hangs out with the likes of Big Oily Guy, Cochise, Sully, and Razman. You know, all these guys that are just getting too dangerously close to things.
Dude, like going in there and like you can see it, there's like the aluminum framing just going down the hallway, like not even caring. Like I crash, it happens. Dude.
He starts his video off with a banger. He flies through this building, he pitches back, and then he, you know, throws his quad backwards, nose down, and comes back through the top of that metal truss, like in the tiniest of gaps, and just whoop, right through nothing but net, and it blows my mind.
I can't.
I got to meet up and fly with a whole bunch of these guys, which was insane, at the Rippies when we went to Pennsylvania, and I can tell you firsthand, watching Justin is, I mean, it's poetry in motion. The man just goes. He doesn't stop. He has no fear. He just straight up sends it, and in some of the tiniest and closest proximity spots you can imagine. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the fact that like this is still a continuing video.
Well, he did have a cut in there. He did have one cut, but these are definitely long lines. Like even that is just that's just nuts. I don't have that skill either.
No, just the disrespect for your equipment. Absolutely no respect for it.
Right.
Happens. No way. Every time I tried anything like this, I'd get to the point like right where he's at right now, and I would like panic.
Oh yeah.
Do something.
I get up in my head. I start thinking about it too much, and then I start second guessing myself, and it just doesn't come out right.
These guys are just like, I'm going through here. It is what it is. Jeez. Whatever happens.
Where's that Team Relentless logo? Well, man. John Solo's in the house. What up, John?
Very nice video.
John Solo's another one of that Team Relentless crew. We got some MP quads. He's got all the tricks. Let's check this one out. Yeah, it's definitely a respect for the equipment, but you have to have a lot of faith in your building skills and everything else, because I can build, but it's not always the greatest. It's not always the best quality. I'm trying to take my time on these next ones that I'm building, but yeah, I don't even trust myself to send it that hard.
No, I mean, honestly, if I had it my way, I would just fly bind and flies all the time. I'd like to build, don't get me wrong, but given the choice of not having to ever solder or do it, obviously I would never. If I was a pro, I would not. I would have
care. You just have somebody else build them for you.
Yeah. Hey, I broke this, and they're like, it's just like bands, like, you know, really popular bands. They just finish a few songs. The guy just comes out and passes him his other guitar. Same thing with me.
Just pass me another guitar. Let me.
My props are broken. Okay, sir. Here you go. Thank you.
Here you go, sir. How nice would that be? Somebody hands you a bag of props and says, "Here you are, sir." I mean, that's got to be life.
Or if you crash your quad and somebody goes out there and gets it for you.
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. My 4-year-old will do that for me right now. I'm trying to teach him like which ones are okay to touch and which ones are no to touch, because he really just he doesn't care. He just knows that it's a drone and it's flying. So he wants to go grab it the moment it sits down on the ground, or the moment it gets close. He's got his hands up in the air trying to, reach and grab for it. Like, there's some. The dog made that mistake already, and she learned not to chase and jump after certain drones.
My dogs don't really mess around with it.
Yeah.
But the dogs next door, that's a completely different story.
Do you ever fly and mess with your neighbor's drones or your neighbor's dogs?
I don't.
We won't tell them, and they're probably not watching the stream.
No, I don't. I no longer fly over their backyard if they're out. I don't do that anymore.
Right.
I learned my lesson, so I don't do that.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's just say it cost me a GoPro 9.
Oh, yeah, that's a hardy mistake. That's a hardy mistake.
I'm glad the dog's okay.
What?
I'm glad the dog was okay too. You know, because they're 2 Rottweilers, and they're in the backyard. I saw the one. I thought the other one was in the house, and it wasn't. I flew low, and all of a sudden, all I know is my quad went down because it jumped.
Oh, he grabbed it.
Yep, and he chewed up my GoPro Hero 9.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
The quad was okay, and believe it or not, the lipo was okay too.
Well,
but
that's good.
I was more worried about the dog and
the prop spinning and things.
My neighbor was like, he's fine.
Well, that's good. That's good at least. Well, this man doesn't have any worries about props. He's flying one of those alien whoop, tiny whoops. This is Perry Earl in his latest hotel lobby.
That's one thing I want to get into. This is one thing I want.
You haven't flown to Tiny Whoop yet?
I had like the Tiny Hawk 2.
That's Tiny Whoopish.
Yeah, nothing. I tried flying indoors with like a Tiny Hawk S, but I think I needed to like do something in beta flight to like tone it down because it felt like it was just wanted to go all the way up. The throttle was like through the roof. I feel like I should have put a throttle cap or something on it.
Yeah.
And then my son stomped on it.
Ooh.
And the camera broke off. And every time my son sees one, he wants to like hit it.
Destroy it, smack it out of the air. I think that's kind of a normal just kid thing.
And he almost did it with my newer Cinemove too, and I had to be like, you know, I had to control myself.
Yeah. The moment you have that flinch moment and you can put it back down, that's when you know you just gotta
Hey man,
take a step back.
If they break my stuff, they're gonna have to talk to mommy, because then I'm gonna be like, look, I got to replace this thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna cost us money.
That's right. And if mommy's not happy, nobody's happy. I know
what they say, right?
That's it.
You know what they say, right?
I sure do. Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy wife.
That's exactly it. Every once in a while, mine will even check in on me and go, "Hey, have you gone out and flown? Do you want to go out and fly while I go do shopping things or stuff like that?" So every once in a while, you have your priorities in line. They'll return the favors.
This is pretty fun stuff right here.
Dude. Perry travels for work. Perry's one of my goons.
Okay.
And he travels for work, so he's always in hotels. And you know, it's kind of hard to get out and fly a 5-inch. I had the chance to fly 5 inches with him when he came here to Kansas City, and that was a blast. But he flies a lot of tiny whoops, and he gets all these new hotels and stuff. Sometimes
it's like nobody there too, man.
Yeah, I was about to say sometimes he gets the whole place to himself. And there's sometimes where he's just flying down the hallways and playing with people and stuff like that. It's so much fun.
3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, probably. Is he still here, Perry? I saw him a little earlier. I'm sure it is. This is probably like, 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah. Wow. To have the whole place, the whole hotel.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm sure he asked the night guy, he was like, "Can I fly here?" And the night guy just probably shrugged his shoulders.
But how is it,
Yeah, exactly.
Is it better to ask for permission or to ask for forgiveness with FPV,
It all depends on the place.
Sure.
I am a very bold believer in asking for forgiveness afterwards, and just taking it right off the bat. But that doesn't always work out. But we've got
Not
one
the
that we
government.
haven't seen. Yeah, right.
Not the government property.
Well, we've got one that we haven't seen in a while. This is Last Pack FPV. He's coming in another chill rip at night. Last Pack is an OG from when we first started.
What's up, guys?
He had a couple life events happen, and he was MIA there for a little over a year or so. But he's back. Nice to see you back, brother.
You're not gonna see me if I go to do my intro when I'm on the way to the spot. So,
He's got less of a beard now.
what's up, guys? We're gonna go on some night flying today. I've got a couple good spots.
Night
Say
flying.
night-
I've got picked
Yeah.
Night flying.
decent.
I was gonna ask, do you night fly?
Get something.
I mean, the first time,
Other
the
than
the
your events.
event.
I know I've
Yeah.
That was
got
it.
on my uploads
That
a
was
little bit. I've been
Do
trying
you
to-
do you have anything you're gonna change
Kinda hard
now that you kind of know what to expect night flying wise? Cameras or anything?
I got the GoPro settings pretty much set up. I have night I got a couple night cameras, so I'm probably gonna have to swap. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably have to take the camera off of one and put it on another at some point in time.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I'm excited to see what else comes out of you.
It works out pretty good. I'll see y'all
It's
there.
gonna be fun, man.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, and that whole weekend.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is it's like the whole week. So you have all these events. So I'm gonna have videos for each separate event, but then I'm supposed to take all that stuff and put it all together
Sure.
for one.
So
which,
on top of like flying and getting paid and stuff for it, does your family get to go to these events?
my family doesn't really have interest in those type of events. It would depend on what kind of event. That kind of event. I mean, I live in the country, so
Right.
like country, PA country. So
I feel you.
I like this stuff. I hadn't been to a truck and tractor since I was probably 10 or 11.
Right.
So I love it. Big truck, loud.
Pouring out all the horsepowers. I feel it.
Yeah, and the kids there too. Like the kids that are seeing, the drones. That was probably honestly the peak of the night. Was there was a couple kids that came over, and they're I had to tell them, you just gotta be careful. Like, don't get too close, don't move, stay where you are. And I was just flying my Cinnamon, but I had the other two 5-inch freestyle drones, and they're all decked out with fly high FPV LEDs. So I plug them in for them, and they're all like, ooh.
Right.
And then their mom's like standing over the side. I was like, tell your mom, buy you a drone.
Yeah. Tell your mom, drop like $500-600.
Yeah,
Get
he was
your
like,
son into it. It'll be fine.
his mom, he was like, Mom, can I buy a drone? And she gave me this look like, don't.
It's a lot cheaper just to watch, but it's just not as much fun, man.
But kids with FPV too that have never seen it before, they're like, I can do that.
And the crazy part is a lot of them can, man.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids are picking up sticks and they're just like instantaneous superstars. We've got one who just started up in January, and he's already moved past into the professional, or not professional, we call it pro league for our racers. But he's already racing with like the top guys who've been racing for the last couple of years, practice pretty much every other day. Like 15 years old, started up in January, and he's already taken the whole thing by storm. Like, it's insane.
If you could fly FPV, the best time to do it is when you're a kid, hands down. Nobody can argue that. One, you're a kid, so you're not spending money on any parts. And two, when you're young, it's just been proven that when you're young, you learn faster than somebody who's, older.
Sure.
As old as us.
That's kind of what I'm hoping with mine. He's into basically anything that has a motor, anything that's remote controlled, whether it flies or whether it rolls on the ground. He just wants it. So we're starting him kind of early with the drones. I bought him a tiny whoop kind of thing. It's got LEDs around the guards, and it's got like a headless mode and basically, you know, altitude hold and stuff. And he hasn't lost it yet. We've gotten close.
That's the thing with the kids, man. That's the thing, and it's funny because I made a comment. It was on Cricket. Cricket just put out a new video.
What up, Payne?
Cricket just put out a new video on like his Elevate thing. He's got something going on, and I just commented on it that, like, you know, right now I feel like it's all about the people who are new to the hobby or just getting started.
Sure.
Because they're the new generation.
Absolutely.
Get these kids in them, because there's going to be a kid that's going to come by and be better than Mr. Steel.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean,
there's kids out there already.
Oh yeah, I was about to say there's people out there that would, you know, these sponsored pilots or these bigger names and stuff. Nothing against them, but I mean, like you said, the new crop has rolled in, and there are people who are out there just tearing this stuff up. And
they're hitting it at
really
the right
making
time.
a name. Yeah,
They're hitting it at the right time.
right time. Well, even then, you know, if you started, say you started like with Mr. Steel and Sharpoo and things like that, yeah, you are one of the quote-unquote forefathers or whatever, the pioneers of the sport, and you were the first one to do it that way and blah blah blah. But you know, these new kids are coming in and they're making a name for themselves and they're doing it big. It's anybody's game, man. You have to be pushing on top of your shit 24/7.
Yep.
If you want to be, you know, if you want to be the best, if you want to make a name for yourself doing it that way, you really got to be on it.
Yeah. But fly how you want to fly.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be the next Mr. Steel, and I'll be the first one to admit it, you know, in front of everybody in the string. You know, I put a lot of pressure on myself to try to what I feel like maybe I shouldn't have been. Like, I tried way too hard. I pushed way too hard. I burnt myself out.
Right.
And forgot what it was all about. So, you know, it's good, you know, to be a freestyle pilot is excellent. As you try to push yourself, it's good. Just don't push yourself too hard. So push yourself where you're comfortable.
Sure. As long as you're having fun with it, that's, you know, that's a good day of flying. Whether you hit all the gaps, all the tricks, as long as you're having fun. Tinker over here is getting it with this proxy, man.
Yeah, this is a fun little spot right here.
Oh yeah.
And it's dark too. So
right at that like golden hour. Sun is set. He's in the shade now.
Like roll up on this spot, look around. Is there anybody
yeah. Oh, it's a nice little Brando. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's always nice when you can roll up and there's nobody there. And you know,
I don't know. I still get paranoid.
I feel it. There's always that little voice being like, maybe not.
Let me just get one pack.
Yeah, let me just get
one pack and I'll be gone. One pack will just do.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw what you're looking at. Get it. Very nice.
Yeah, that scaffolding is not very forgiving either.
No, not at all. I'm just sitting here in anticipation, waiting for him to pop up and try that dive again. Oh, that happens to the best of us. Brando Potty. Hell yeah, Tinker. That was dope. Very nice. Looks like we are coming up to our last couple of videos for the evening. Mr. or Lord Wolf, you've been an amazing guest, and like I said, I definitely want you back for V2, where we can talk a little bit more and in depth and things. But like I said, feel free. That Discord link that I sent you for the voice chat doesn't ever expire. So anytime that I'm ever sitting here, you know, and it's just me, or even if I'm just chilling out, hanging out with the voice chat, please, by all means, jump in, pop in. I see you every once in a while over there in the FPTV Discord, hanging out with us.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Absolutely, man. Well, like I said, I super much appreciate it. I have to talk like a 4-year-old. I really do appreciate it, and all the love and you know, everything, man. So we've got a little T Tickles here, and then I've got a special video for us to end the night on. Mr. Tickles is coming up from Canada. I saw Private Island in the chat a little earlier. What up, Private, if you're still around? But this is another one. He's kind of been stepping out of his comfort zone. He's usually normally flying in like trees and park areas and stuff, so it's kind of neat to see him getting out and try around some structures.
Hey man, you know what? The woods is nature's bando.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. The woods are nature's bando. Hell yeah.
Because most of the time, you're not going to get in trouble. Well, can't really say it. Don't go flying in people's woods that you're not supposed to.
Right.
Or you might not come out of it. Especially out in the country.
Right. I love being able to have enough room to like just let loose. And just kind of, I mean, like you said, just kind of fly with no expectations or anything else. Just kind of let it go naturally. But having the room enough to just like let loose and go hog wild if you wanted to, or stay nice and nice and calm and collected right next to the house or whatever.
That's why I want to get some of the bigger quads, the ones that are meant to more kind of just cruise around and stuff like that.
I would say look into a 7-inch, man. I would say look into a 7-inch. That'd be a great chase rig. You could turn it, you know, go long range with it if you wanted to. But other than that, a 7-inch is a great, just like cruise, man. Having a good old time.
The guys that I fly with around here, man, like they always bring their fixed wing planes.
Oh, really?
And the ones that they have are like ridiculous.
Yeah. I've never been able to take an actual ride along, like legitimate ride along with anybody with the fixed wing. I've only watched YouTube videos, but from what I've seen, very nice Tickles. From what I've seen, it's always very shaky and rocky.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I have against it. If it wasn't shaky and rocky and I could have that smooth video, I'd be all over fixed wing. That's the ultimate thing. But even getting your Cinewoop out and just cruising with it would be perfect. But all right, so I've got one more video for us. It's been a long time since I've been able to use this one, but it is oily time. We started doing oily time a long time ago. I don't know why I ever stopped it, but this is the Black Widow Bando with the Avengers. This is a Nork Spots, I guess. But he was out there with the homies, and this was a killer video. So I proudly present you some big oily guy. Again, thank you to each and every single one of you guys who came out and hung out with us all night. We do it every Tuesday, as you know, at 8 o'clock. Thank you to all the Discord servers that support us. We love you as well, and all of our actual commercial supporters and things of that nature. We love you as well. But it is our time to get out of here. I'm gonna kill our videos, but our voices will still be here for the commentary. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming, and Lord Wolf, again, man, thank you very much for coming and hanging out on stream with me, bro.
281.
No worries, man. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. You're welcome back anytime. Oh, you're good, brother.
I just wanted to let you know that I was here.
No, you're good, bro.
Saw the light on.
Yeah, I do a live stream every Tuesday for all the stroke tips. So, yeah. No, you're fine, bro. Thank you, man.
Fun little spot.
I thought I heard somebody. Yeah. Oily comes into, like I said, he this is probably one of the only guys that I know of that goes into a spot, never been there before, and just tears it up like he owns the place. Like, this spot was just killer.
See, that's the scary part with a lot of these places, like flying up top high. Like, if you crash all the way up there, there's not always a guarantee of a way to get up there.
But if you don't crash up there, you pull off the coolest, trick gap thing or whatever you want to call it. So it's kind of a give and take. I feel you. I would love to come out here. So this bando reminds me a lot of the West Bottoms bando. Big Oily, if you're still around, the West Bottoms bando that has all the pillars and things that we flew last time over here is getting torn down. Somebody finally bought it, so they're tearing it down and building something new. But it's very, very much like this place. Very much like this place. That wire catwalk. That's insane.
Yeah, you're not going to see that until you're like right up on it.
Right. That's a lot of trust in your gear. And your own personal abilities.
Pretty much. Ooh, that was very nice.
That was nuts. Absolute monster.
Don't
coming in with that mouse hole at the very end. Bro, he's just
so you don't undermine your message.
Just a beast.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Alright guys, well that is our time. Thank you for coming. We will see you next week. And remember to keep flying, man. Stay happy, stay flying.